also back this week, we said hello to Mum. The series starring Lesley Manville and Peter Mullen. She plays Cathy, the sort of recent... She was widowed in the first series. This series sees her turning 60 in the first episode. Her family are adorning her house with lots of banners and balloons and stuff like that. And for those of you who watched the first series, it is very sort of slow TV almost in a way. You know, you get... This is the build-up to them all going off for a carvery together. You get the different sort of sets of characters. You've got her son, Jason, and his girlfriend, Kelly, talking about moving out. You've got her brother and his girlfriend, Pauline, who's very sort of snobbish and doesn't understand the concept of a carvery.
What is it we're going for?
Carvery.
Carvery, yes. You'll have to help me a little, Cathy. I've never been to a carvery, yes.
Yeah. Well, you've got a treat in store. It's like a big roast dinner, but with 4 different meats.
4 different meats? How sophisticated. And do the waiters carve at the table, or...?
No, there's no waiters, you just queue.
In a restaurant?
Well, it's more like a pub, really. You help yourself to veg. There's 3 types of potato, and for dessert we get ice cream, because it's all you can eat.
Sorry. No. OK, this is... Derek? Hey, we're going for a carvery.
Yeah. There's 4 different meats and 3 types of potato, but you can go through the vegetable bit as often as you like.
I'm just going to... 3 types of potato. Roasted, boiled, dauphinoise. Come on, Pauline. Dauphinoise.
And then you've got her in-laws as well, and then you've got Michael, played by Peter Mullen, who's sort of her would-be admirer, an old friend who there's some sort of romantic feelings there. You know, listeners, that we both love this show, but
yeah,
Luke,
it was our favourite, one of our favourites of 2016. It doesn't actually feel like it's been gone as long as it has. I don't know why. But
2 years.
Yeah, I watched it. I loved it. I just think all the Peter Mullen and Lesley Manville scenes are just absolutely heartbreaking. And there's
in what way heartbreaking? I mean, there
because...
are some heartbreaking scenes later on.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that they know. It's sort of a knowing thing. It's sort of that Lesley Manville knows that he holds a bit of a candle to her and doesn't let on, and he's so socially awkward, and everything we know about him, with, you know, when he talks about his mum and his daughters, he sounds like a really decent man,
and he's got a new shirt now as well.
But it's got its heart in the right place.
Yeah,
it's very reminiscent of him.
Sorry, go on. Him and her, and I suppose like the royal family to an extent as well. And...
Yeah, because I don't know if I said it when we talked about Mum the first time round, but I remember, and I felt it this time as well, I wanted to join them at the carvery, and of course you never do. And in the royal family, I always wanted to go down the feathers with them and that sort of thing. But actually, when the royal family went outside of the house, they were my least favourite episodes. Yeah, yes, like they were much later on in the series when they came back for specials, and they felt they needed to. So I think it keeps it really special, the fact that we always see them in this setting. Cathy and Kelly have a really interesting relationship.
I love that first scene where, you know, when you're talking to someone and you just want them to tell them to shut up, and she was like, who was it? And then she just looks at Kelly and, oh, it was no one.
Oh, never mind. It's very sweet. It's something that only the UK can do. I think. Yeah,
it's very well realised. The dialogue all feels genuine. Like the arguments about what the best way, what directions to go to the carvery.
Yeah. But I'm so glad that BBC Two have not only committed to this 6-part run, but a further 6-part run as well. But it's very sweet natured. It's dialogue heavy. I think when we spoke about it last year, tried to convince Gary, if you're not one for nuance in comedy, I thought this was a lot funnier than the first one last year, and I enjoyed the first one last year. There were little lines that really made me smile. The scratch card line, the line about dauphinoise potatoes. Yeah. I think it takes a while to get back into the rhythm. I think that's what the issue is. But as soon as you do, you're there.
I think the thing is, for me, is that the first episode of the first series was, you know, you were getting in with the characters, and also it was the husband's funeral, and I think you had more poignancy there. You sort of got. I think the fact you got everyone straight away from the first episode tells you a lot about the series as a whole. But I think the fact it was the husband's funeral, and I think that added a poignancy to that episode, whereas this was just her 60th birthday, and there are episodes further down the line, the third and fourth episodes of this series that I really like. But yeah, this was a good start, some good gags.
You okay, love?
We're like best friends, aren't we? Well, not like friends, but like, I'm in love with you.
Okay.
Because you know age doesn't matter. Though it does, obviously, because no one's going to give a job to a baby or an old person.
Do you want to talk about something?
I've just got all of these thoughts. But I'm not very good at, like, turning them into, like...
It's okay, love.
But it's going to be so hard for you when you don't have me and Jason here to look after you.
Oh, I guess I'll just sit in the garden.
Because me and Jason, we've, like, got each other. We, like, sleep together. We have sex.
I've noticed.
And he's really good at it. I bet he gets that off you, doesn't he? I bet you were really thorough back in the day.
Go and get ready, love. I think it's very exciting that you and Jason are getting your own place and you don't need to worry about me at all. You'll be fine.
Kelly, you ready?
I do worry about you, though. I think about you even when I'm thinking about other things.
Thanks.
You don't have to thank me, Cathy. I do it because I love you.
Kelly.
I'm just telling your mum about how empty your life's going to be when we move out.
You feel real connection to those characters, and more importantly, perhaps they feel a real connection to one another, which makes it even more believable. Yeah. And I love it. Tuesdays, 10 o'clock, Mum Series 2. I believe all of Series 1 is on iPlayer, but I don't know how long for. So if you've not seen Series 1...
I'll check that.
Yeah, you do. Have you got the skills? If you could do
I've
that.
got the skills to pay the bills. The first one, available for 15 days, so 2 weeks.
And I think it really would help if you've got the time. They're only short, 6.5 hours, plus the new one, another 6 in this series as the weeks go on. Tuesdays, 10 o'clock, BBC 2.